The day before the NBA season officially starts is always an interesting day because that is the last day that rookies can sign the rookie scale extensions. And we got a lot of deals, a lot of money being spent, some of it a little bit questionable in some cases. We'll talk about it. There's definitely a new standard set as far as contracts in the NBA. We're going to talk about all and more right after this.
Welcome to the number one place for your daily basketball news and analysis, NBA Central.
What's going on, basketball fans? Welcome to another episode of NBA Central, your number one spot for everything basketball related. Steve-O, myself, Haize, we in the building today. And Steve-O, man, there was some money thrown around today, my boy. Let's start off with Alperen Sengun. 5 years, $185 million deal that would keep him in Houston through the 2029-30 season. They also signed Jalen Green to a 2+1 contract that's still worth over $106 million on that 2+1. It's the first time a 2+1 deal got into the 9-figure range. How you feeling about these two deals for the Houston Rockets, for two players that there was some talk in the offseason that maybe the Rockets would not want to extend both of them, but they do?
Yeah, for the Rockets' point of view, I was like, yeah, you better go sign him. Like this dude could look down the road and in the next 5 years looking at one of the best centers in the league. Like that's the projection, and that's what some of the ceiling. I mean, not even a ceiling. I don't even know what his ceiling is. That's how talented he really is.
True.
Like you never know what he's gonna be, but he's shown to be ultra talented, fundamentally sound. And up until this injury, he was pretty much, which was a sprained MCL, if I'm not mistaken. He's been fairly healthy, so good size, good athleticism, smart basketball player, and he's young. You don't let that go. So him getting paid right here makes most sense for me. Now on the Suggs part, I didn't know they was gonna throw that much money.
Jalen Green.
I mean, Green. Okay,
Yeah.
my fault.
We're Green right now because we're staying on the Rockets.
Now Green. I'm not gonna say it made sense. I'm not gonna say it didn't, but I just felt like there's somewhat of a ceiling more to a Jalen Green than a Sengun, I would say. Now that's not to say that we've seen it, because we haven't. There's still a lot of growth there, still a lot of things to do, and he still has the potential to be one of the best shooting guards in the league. But me personally, comparing the two games, I feel like in this generation, I think, and just by both of the players, I think Sengun can end up being the better player between the two.
Oh.
And yeah, so I see Jalen always fighting to be in that top 5 for shooting guard. Sengun gonna be in that top 3. That's how I feel.
Yeah, I agree, and I think that's why you see like the 2+1 rather than a full 5-year extension. Like Jalen Green had an up and down year last year. Now it finished really, really strong, but I think those questions still exist with how much of Jalen Green's season, because a lot of his best play happened after Sengun went down. So there's those questions that are still there. I think when that all comes into play, and that's why you see him get the 2+1 rather than just the full, like, flat out extension, even just a full flat 3 years. And so it gives him that time to prove he can be consistent, to prove that defensive growth and things that he showed during that time period last year can be maintained. And if it is, I mean, it's a really solid deal for him. I mean, so I'm not too mad at it when it comes down to it. But Sengun's definitely the player with the higher upside, I would think. Like, you could run your offense through him. And that's such a key thing to be able to do with a center, is run your offense through your center, that it's just something that it's a luxury. So he's going to naturally get more money. I think both these deals are really good for a young team that's up and coming, that's going to try to make some noise here in the Western Conference this year to prove that last run. How many games did they win in a row? I can't remember. I know it was a crazy stretch.
Yeah, I want to say like 22.
Yeah, something like that. So they want to keep proving that's more who they're going to be this season. And I hope that they're able to do that. Like, so extending Jalen Green, extending Alperen Sengun, it just makes sense for where this franchise is. If for some reason Jalen Green does prove to kind of still be too inconsistent, or you do need to make a move at some point, you can move off that deal with it being a 2+1. But I think it's a smart calculated risk. And the Rockets, you got to give it credit. Over the last 2-3 seasons, the Rockets have just made smart deal after smart deal after smart deal.
It was
And I got to
13
give
out
it
of the 14 games.
13 out of 14. Okay.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
really important there.
Yeah. And I think that's the thing about them. Like, I know a lot of people going to be thinking down the pipeline of, well, what are they going to do for Jabari? And then I'm like, well, that's the thing. They got a lot of young dudes coming up the pipeline.
Mhm.
So even if somebody work, they have multiple players on they can fall back on. And amen and read.
Exactly. They're not as well off as the OKC Thunder, for example, but they're not that far back as far as a lot of young, promising players there that can develop. And if hell, even if 30% of them develop, you got a solid ass core right there that you continue going forward with. So not too mad at that one. Let's get into the next extension. Trey Murphy, 4 years, $112 million contract extension for Trey Murphy. Now, Trey Murphy, it's not all about the numbers with him. We know that he's a defending player, but like, how do you feel about Trey Murphy III getting close to $30 million?
I like it. I kind of alluded to it in one of our last NBA Central ones. I feel like he's the guy that's gonna peak out that nobody is really expecting. I think that franchise, a lot of people around New Orleans have been talking about, like, he's the guy that they can possibly see turn into like an all-star, potential superstar type of caliber player in the future. Because, like I said, not only is he good, one of the best on-ball defenders and team defenders in the league at his position, but he has a strap on him, and he can potentially become an even better shooter than he already is. So, like, I think he do it. Come on, bro.
I'm just saying.
Can I use two terminology?
I shut up. It just my brain caught what you said, and I was just like, wait a second. But I shut the fuck up. I'm gonna shut up.
Go. I didn't you fucked up the flow.
My bad, bro. Like, I can't control my facial reactions. I didn't say nothing though. I can't control my face.
And I hate that I read everything. I pay attention to everything, so I do it like I was like, if I read it, like, is he not a shooter? Like, that's what I was like. I know the motherfucker can shoot.
No, but her Trey Murphy III is a really good, rounding out into a really good 3-and-D player in this league, and you know, I like him a lot. I think that what he's bringing, I'm sorry, yes, Trey Murphy III. Why I want to say almost Herb Jones, Trey Murphy III, and that Pelicans team needs every bit of it, and so we'll see how that continues to develop for the team. But Trey Murphy III, I think he can very well live up to this contract, and I think at the minimum with his defensive versatility, I think it's a better chance than not that he's not going to look. You're not going to end up looking at this deal and saying, "Why in the hell did we pay him?" Right?
Like, the only thing would be injuries, and he's not really a super injury prone person.
That's
so
true.
yeah, I don't think this is a very low risk deal, in my opinion. For it to be that much money is low risk.
What's going on, Kev, man? We were just talking about the rookie scale.
Boy, you look like you were fresh off the PGA Tour. Tiger Hood looking at it.
Hey, you been out there golfing like Tiger Woods, my boy?
I wish I could get that Tiger Woods money. That's all right.
Hey,
don't we all?
What it is. As long as you're not doing the extracurriculars Tiger Woods was doing.
Oh no, man.
There you go.
I ain't sending no strange emails to no side people.
But Trey Murphy III getting almost $30 million annually. He rounds out to about $28 million. How do you feel about that deal for Trey Murphy?
It's not bad. We were just talking about it earlier. That's what we kind of expected him to get. It's low risk, high reward in my opinion, because he's going to play well enough to get a better contract next time. I believe he's only going to get better. He's one of those guys that they're choosing to invest in now. I'm not mad at him.
There you go. The next we talked about the contract extensions to Alperen Sengun and to Jalen Green on the Houston Rockets. Sengun getting, what was it? 5 years, $185 million. 5 years, $185 million. And then Jalen Green getting the 3-year, $105 million deal. How you feeling about those extensions, Kev?
First with Jalen Green, yeah. I mean, he showed me last year that he's a bucket at the very least. Especially when they went on that super long winning streak. I think they won like 13 out of 14 games, 11 in a row after Sengun went down. They got a squad out there. And my man, listen, they might not make the playoffs, but Houston is prime. They're going to be like the Orlando Magic is in the East, in my opinion.
Years ago,
a couple years ago, and they might make the play in, and they can mess around and get that 8th, 7th, or 8th spot.
I
It's gonna
very
be
well
tough.
think they could. I think they could make the play in this year. It's gonna be tough, but I think if things click for them, I think that they can make the play in this year.
I already think they're better than the rest of at the bottom. Utah, they better than them.
And I think
Portland,
also
better than them.
and with those teams, even though they're young, like, I think because of Ime, that's what's gonna help. Like that coaching, they already one of the best. Like just when it comes to like technically sound type of stuff, like they was leading in teams or team rebounds. Like they knew they didn't have a singular person or a couple people that could get rebounds. So he's like, y'all, we gonna have to gain rebound, and they bought into it.
Defense got them boys ready, and defensively they're gonna take a step forward. They still got Dylan Brooks out there. They got Halliburton out there. Still, I'm not. Is it Halliburton? I'm not Halliburton.
Fred VanVleet.
Fred VanVleet.
Nah, it was a dude that was Thibault. Is Matisse Thibault on them, or is he
Matisse
on?
Thibault?
You know what? Where did Thibault end up going?
Because that dude played the passing lanes like no other.
He did, and that's all he can do: play defense.
He's
Portland Trailblazers. Words.
Portland. The colors are similar, but at the end of the day, I think Jalen Green is worth it, and then Sengun as well. Like, listen, he does get hurt. I'm not gonna even act like he wasn't hurt. What up, boy? Look at that hat. I see you, boy.
Got that boy GD tilted.
But you gotta invest in your bigs, man. The bigs these days, if you got one that can give you double doubles, that can go out there and play well enough, I'm expecting him to take a step forward as well. I think Steve-O and I mentioned maybe he can get to Sabonis status if he up his passing game a little bit. But at the end of the day, Sengun is definitely worth the investment, man. That dude is a stud. His passing game is already good. He got that behind the back thing that he likes to do too. So
he got a mix between old school fundamental big man, but still the modern like point forward type
Euro.
Yeah, he's a damn good player. Like I would love to have a Sengun like player on my team. C-Dub, how you feeling about the contract extensions to Jalen Green and Alperen Sengun?
It's a great move on both guys. I think it's obvious that you had to get those deals done with those guys, seeing that both of those guys is going to have a lot to say about the future of the NBA in its entirety. The skill of Jalen Green is incredible. Athleticism. He's improved his jump shot over the years. Maybe he needs to. He says he's been working on his defense and his balance over the off season. Let's see how much he improves this season. We remember that stretch he had like 25, 30 games last season. He was amazing. He was almost MVP quality. And Sengun he's just terrific. You got a face on you screwed your face up.
MVP.
MVP. Jalen Green? Are you talking about Sengun?
No, I'm talking about Jalen Green. Yeah, I'm talking about Jalen Green.
No, he hasn't been consistent enough for that.
I think Jalen can be MVP caliber, but he got to pass up. He got to pass up Edwards and even Booker.
I'm just saying,
you got to pass up Sengun.
I'm saying in the context of 25 to 30 games that he had last season, he had MVP qualities on the basketball court. Sengun.
It was a lot of motherfuckers scoring.
Wait, now you can't switch topics. I just asked you Jalen Green. You said Jalen Green. Now you're saying
Jalen Green and Sengun. Did you not say what do you think about the signings between?
I just asked you. Did you say that? Who you saying is MVP caliber? That's what I'm talking about right now. Jalen.
Okay, let me say it one more time. That 25 to 30 game where he was exploding. Jalen Green. That was MVP.
I get that, but then you ended that and said Sengun, so that's what confused me. You old bastard.
He was switching.
Oh, you were switching topics.
You're not listening, you young mother. Now, Sengun, this guy's terrific. He's also part of the future of the NBA because the guy's skill is incredible. Underneath the basket, he can shoot it a little bit defensively. This kid is up there in talent. Houston is blessed, dude. With all the talent they got on their team, man. They're going to be a very fun team to watch in the future. And these two guys is going to be the leaders, guys leading the way for the Houston Rockets.
Yeah, I agree with all of that. Let's move over to the next player because we talked a little bit about this in the early episode today. But Jalen Suggs, who reportedly was looking for a $30 million contract extension, basically got exactly that. Jalen Suggs. See, now I said Green. Jalen Suggs, he gets paid. How you guys feeling about Jalen Suggs getting his $30 million a year?
I mean, I didn't think he was gonna get right on the nail, basically. But hey, I mean, like I said, when you have the potential that he has, like I said, being probably if not top 5 on ball guards, if not just best defenders in the league as a whole, like you got to get that offensive game grow. His shot became more percent, almost shooting 40%. If he did shoot 40% from 3. So with that being said, that's a player you pay. He's smart. He's I won't say uber athletic. He's good athletic, but you can't get wrong. You can't go wrong with that. I just didn't expect him to get that money on the head. But kudos to him.
Yeah, I'm not mad at them for giving him that because, again, defensively, the man averages 1.5 steals per game, not to mention deflections, not to mention altered shots, so on and so forth. And he shot 40% from 3 last season. So that's the definition of a 3-and-D guy. And frankly, that's just the standard in the NBA right now. If
and
you
taking 5 3-pointers per game. So it's not like he's just taking like 2 or 3 on good percentage. He's taking 5 of them. That's really good, Clip.
And my man's is at the end of the day, he's a centerpiece there. So the standard in the NBA now is $30 million. You said it in the chat, Haize, $30 million for like a slightly better than average player. So if you go out there and do what we ask you to do, you can make $30 million plus. There's nothing wrong with that. I think he deserves it. He earned it. And we already know it's Bobby's favorite player.
His nemesis.
He came right on time.
I heard you, motherfuckers.
Mr. Magic City himself. Bobby still never forgave him for that. That's why.
I did. I got over it. I got over it last season.
Yo,
move on, man.
Hey, when you think about Jalen Suggs, don't the name synonymous with glue guy? Like
no, it's synonymous with bad hairline.
No. Like
that's the first thing I think about because at 23 years old, there's no reason why he should be out there full Big Kev at 23 years old.
You don't know what type of life he lived. He was.
I don't care. I know what he got life changing money. You better go talk to Tory Lane doctor or a JB Fox doctor.
Or don't talk to LeBron. No, don't talk to LeBron.
Doctor. Don't talk to LeBron. LeBron must have undercut his doctor because I don't understand. Like,
no, they just said they laid it out for them, bro. We simply just can't save you.
Damn,
you can't do it.
Just give up, like KD.
Yo, shit is just too out of proportion. Too much. It's too late.
He said the Soul Stone took LeBron's hair. They cannot bring him back like Gamora. That's crazy.
That's crazy, ain't
wild.
It? Yeah. Man. But when I think about Jalen Suggs, I think of like the ultimate glue guy that can do about everything on a basketball court, especially defensively, bro. Like he's one of the best perimeter defenders in the NBA. I don't think there's an argument to do that. He can shoot the 3. He can get his own basket, isolate. He can get to the rack. He can finish with both hands. He can do everything. And it tells in his contract, he doesn't have a team option or player option at the end of that contract. That shows you how much they believe in this guy and how much he's a part of the future in Orlando Magic, bro.
Agree. And I'll say this: Jalen Green may be a preview of what Ayo Dosunmu's next contract looks like. Is all I'm saying.
Holy,
nothing wrong with that.
I ain't mad at that.
I'm just saying.
Ooh,
I'm gonna be honest.
Jalen Suggs. Okay. Oh yeah.
And I was about to say, I think Ayo got more dog to him.
That's a fact. He has higher offensive upside.
I'm biased.
Definitely biased.
I'm so serious. Like,
look at Ayo as a starter last year compared to any Jalen Suggs season. Matter of fact, look at Ayo's season last year compared to Jalen Suggs' overall season last year. Go ahead, look, C-Dub, and tell me whose numbers are better.
Oh man, I'm team Ayo, but I don't want to discount Jalen Suggs.
I'm not. He earned his money. I'm just saying that Ayo's agent should be looking at that and saying, "All right, bet I'll see you in 2 years."
Oh, he definitely took some notes.
And just because I'm just looking at the player, I'm looking Ayo bigger, he's faster. I feel like he could be better. Like I think he could work his way, and with the opportunity,
I'm with you on that. 100%.
Hell yeah, 100%.
A player
Ayo
that
deserved that.
Yeah, a player that I didn't expect to get a contract extension just because of like unprovenness, but Jaden Hardy gets a 3-year, $18 million contract extension with the Dallas Mavericks. We know the Mavericks need to keep cost-effective players there to keep that salary down. This is such a low-risk deal. It's $6 million per year. In this era where we're seeing people regularly get $30 million, he could outlive this contract by just staying healthy.
Facts.
Mhm.
It's just, to me, it's one of those things. Because I like Jaden Hardy when he was coming out of the G League. I thought that he had a lot of talent, especially on the offensive side. It was just, for me, some things that he had to polish up. And right now, I say, Haize, you put it right over the money. It's a great deal. You get him for the low, and hey, now he places himself and provides himself with a little bit of longevity with the extension. But then he also gives himself to use this as an opportunity to where he can go out there and obtain a huge pay increase if he balls out. But the ball is in his court now.
I think that's a bargain getting him for that. Like the way he was performing in the playoffs, in the finals, he was all right. It looked like he was starting to get into his own, hitting jump shots, being aggressive. And you say 3 years, $18 million?
Steal.
That's
a steal for a guy like that. He can score the basketball, bro.
He could very well be on the same. I know I keep comparing it to Ayo, but like that's similar money that Ayo got. He could easily outlive that contract this year.
Absolutely.
Facts.
100%, bro.
So
look at all the money at the top with Luka and Kyrie, and you got to get bargains where you could, and that's the ultimate bargain right there, I think.
Yeah, and Jaden Hardy is a player that also, like, I get it that Clay's there now, but don't overlook, he has the opportunity to really earn a role for himself this season. Like, didn't play a whole lot last season. He played in 73 games, averaged 13 minutes per game, but like they're going to need bodies there. And Clay, somebody's going to eventually sit down for a few games. And now with no Tim Hardaway Jr. there, a guy like Jaden Hardy could very well step into that.
Absolutely.
And that's why I think he got paid, because Tim Hardaway's not there no more.
Yeah.
As he shouldn't be.
Yeah, he
the fact that Tobias Harris and Tim Hardaway Jr. are on the same team is like the devil somewhere laughing his ass off, bro. And it's in a city like Detroit on top of that.
Bro.
That's just comedy, bro.
They treated Tim Hardaway bad, though. I ain't gonna lie. They treated him bad last year in the playoffs, bro. They did not play that man.
He suck.
You say he suck?
Yeah.
Tim Hardaway is a 3-and-D player that his three-pointer has gotten consistently worse over the last 2 or 3 years, and he never played defense.
Right. The D didn't exist.
He was just a 3 guy.
He's a 3-and-D guy with only the 3, and the 3 has gotten worse every single year.
With a weak ass 3 and no D. Sound like that's what your bitch said.
Right here,
wow.
I feel like when Carmelo Anthony left the league, he took Tim Hardaway Jr.'s skill with him.
Oh my goodness.
He was like, that what I gave you in New York, I need that back. Let me snatch that from you real quick.
Oh my goodness. What year is Tim? Oh yeah, he is kind of long.
Now you know what happened. It was really, he got his powers from Dion Waiters. So when Dion Waiters really retired, that's when he got ass.
Dion
Waiters, bro. I haven't thought about Dion Waiters in forever.
Because you remember in that All-Star game when they had that duel, that's when he stole it. He stole his Dion power. Dion was never the same. And then Tim was
Wait a second. Wait, was Tim Hardaway Jr. ever a good 3-point shooter? I just looked at it. He's a career 36% 3-point shooter.
That's average.
It's solid.
He's streaky.
Not for a 3-point shooter. That's solid for like if Josh Giddey shot 36%, that's solid.
Live with it.
But not when your moniker is 3-point shooting.
Yeah,
I agree.
I think the bar has been raised because back like maybe 5 years,
that's a fact.
That was respectable.
8 years ago, 36% was.
It's all about pace now. When teams are shooting 30, 40, 50 threes a game, you need to be closer to 38, 39, 40% to be respectable in today's game. But 36% ain't bad.
Well, they just did him dirty. They sent him to the Pistons. Say goodbye.
That's where you go. That's where you go. Your career to die.
That's hilarious. Well, let's talk about the deal that I'm most excited for. This is one of my favorite players that got extended today. Jalen Johnson, 5 years, $150 million. Jalen Johnson is literally one of my favorite players on that Atlanta Hawks team. I think that this team in the Atlanta Hawks is like, if Jalen Johnson makes that next leap, they're a team that it's like they could very well be looking at Hairline Young and be like, all right, fam, we don't even really need your services no more. But I love Jalen Johnson.
Like they should have got rid of Hairline Young last year and kept DeJounte Murray.
If they were
Why are there
serious.
so many Jalens? Jalen Suggs, Jalen Green,
Jalen
Johnson.
Rose is a pioneer, man.
Yeah, he said he created the most common.
He was the first person named Jalen ever. That's crazy.
Shout out to Mama Rose, for real.
I still feel like that's bullshit, but okay.
Last season, Jalen Johnson took a big leap. He could have been in most improved player conversations as well. He jumped from 5.6 points per game to 16. Crazy. And 9 rebounds to boot. So, like, and that's in 33 minutes. He's only going to get better. He's shooting 35% from 3, so that got to improve, especially with DeJounte gone. And he's averaging over a steal per game. I like what I saw from this kid last year. Let's see if he can keep it going. If he can stay healthy, too, because he only played 56 games. My bad. Who's trying to speak?
No, I was just about to say, like, when it comes, like, I've been watching him since high school and Duke, and I didn't really know what he was going to be. Like, we always know he was just this real 6'8", 230-pound, real athletic guy. And I was like, he's going to, like, until he does, he's going to be one of those guys that until they figure it out, you don't really know what he's going to be. I ain't know he's going to figure out that fast or start figuring out this fast. And it came out of nowhere. And to be quite honest with you, the most surprising part wasn't even in the scoring. It was the 9 rebounds. I'm like, all right.
Yes.
Hey,
And the steal, almost a steal a game. I'm like, all right.
Honestly,
somebody got in his ear, or he paid attention to where the shift was going in Atlanta. It's like, I'm taking this shit because
that's defensive player of the year category. He can grow into a defensive player of the year with those types of things.
And he has the measurables to be a great defender for real.
And I rarely put this moniker on players like no ceilings, like you don't know how good these players can be. I put it on Montes Buzelis. Sorry, I don't care. Jalen Johnson is no ceilings. I don't know how good this kid can be, bro. He one of the most athletic players in the NBA. He's shooting a respectable 3-point percentage, and defensively, he athletic. So you better be able to play some defense, and he does that. I think Atlanta sees that. That's why they extended the guy. And this dude gonna be a monster for a long time. With Trey Young. I want him with Trey Young.
He can practically be Giannis with a jumper. Like,
I ain't mad at that.
That's nice.
Could be.
He got it. He real 6'8". And he quick. I think he's quicker than people realize. Like,
don't he seem bigger than 6'8"? Like when he plays, it's like
I'm about to say he damn near look. I'm about to say he damn near look like he the size of JT. To be honest with you, he might be 6'10".
Damn, bro.
Some of these dudes be lying about they measurables.
Like he a guy. I ain't gonna like. He's a guy I want to see in person. Like I might go if he in their town. I might go to Atlanta game.
Oh, bro,
we'll see.
I need to see this big motherfucker move.
No man, I wish we could all go to this home opener Saturday versus OKC.
No Bobby.
What that's supposed to be?
No, exactly what I said. No Bobby.
What that's supposed
What do
to
you
be?
mean by that?
It's your prerogative, Steve-O. It's your prerogative.
What do you mean by that? Any other thoughts on these extensions before? Well, let me ask this question. Any of these extensions are red flag to you? You guys, it seems like everybody's pretty favorable in all these extensions that was given out today.
I mean, I'd say
go ahead.
I was just gonna say, to me, it's just the way of the NBA now. A lot of these guys that are making these deals, they're going off what you've done so far and what they believe that you could do in the future. We already know that a lot of these guys are anticipating the constant growth of the salary cap for their respective teams and the league in its entirety. So like this, locking it up, some guys and GMs, they're looking at this as ways to save a little bit money and lock in guys so you can potentially, continue to build things out for what your team is going to look like for the future. So I ain't mad at these young guys getting their bread, but it's definitely going to come with a lot of expectations. I'm pretty sure they know that because that's what you see every single year. The moment you have a bad game, the rowdy fans, they're going to be on Twitter or X, whatever you call it, tagging people in there, talking crazy, saying whatever. But I'm happy for these guys. However you got it, you got it. Shit, I wish you give me 6-8. I'll go in there and rebound a couple shit. Give me 30 mil for being mid and not unproven and not proven. But shout out to him.
By the way, did y'all hear that we got challenged to a flag football game by the Windy City Breeze?
What's up?
Bring it on,
bro.
Let's get it.
Do that, bro.
Hey, listen,
They don't want no smoke.
I'm like, hey, I was there at the game where Pat got called on the court to do the running thing from baseline to baseline. I seen Pat run. You don't want this smoke,
nephew,
my boy.
This a body, nephew. They don't want no smoke, nephew.
Who the quarterback? It's over with for me.
It's over with.
I just need the ball in my hands. That's it.
That's
hey,
crazy,
Drip, can I go not red flag, but risk?
Go ahead.
Can I say risk? I think it's a risk if Jalen Green doesn't become all-star quality.
This season. He got it this season.
See, but that's the thing though. Like at his position out west, bro, it's a chance that he'll get
many of them.
Hold on,
he said quality though.
Quality. Yeah, you don't mean he has to make it. You mean he has to be in contention, right?
There you go. Because I'm about to say, I remember Damian Lillard just wasn't making the All-Star team because it was Chris Paul, Westbrook, and Curry. Like it wasn't. It just wasn't going to happen.
Yeah.
He got to contend with Brooks. He got to contend with Edwards. He got to contend with Luka. Like it's too many people out there in the West. And Curry automatically in. But as far as quality is concerned, absolutely, I agree with you. He needs to be not just scoring the basket, but he needs to be a leader for this team. That's what I'm expecting from him.
I agree with that. I think my only risk, I give everybody.
And leave them white women alone.
That ain't happening.
Halliburton, Tyrese Halliburton, bogus for that avalanche you had in that video, bro.
Hey, no, for real.
Stop doing weird things in the dorm rooms. I saw
that. Tyrese Halliburton.
You gotta stop that shit. But I get everybody. If I give them a color, I give them green. Except one is one yellow, and the only reason is yellow is just health because he's most injury prone player out of here. That just sucks. That's the only kind of risky one I say.
I think that's fair.
That's fair.
I ain't mad at none of these contracts. I mean, these guys earned it. I remember when like Jeremy Grant and all in a couple of seasons ago was getting these big old contracts, in free agency. And it's like, why they pay this dude that money? Why they pay this dude that money? I'm looking at these teams investing in their rookies, and it's not a bad thing, man. They're not rookies anymore, but they're investing in the players that they drafted. So I'm excited to see it, man. And only thing listen. We talked about it earlier, Haize. What's his name on Golden State? Kuminga. They didn't extend him.
Yep. That was weird.
He could have. He basically.
I think it was fair for the Kuminga to wait for that one.
It's a prove it, Doug. We came up to the conclusion that it's a prove it situation for him because of what happened with Jordan Poole and what happened with some of the other with Andrew Wiggins, some of the other extensions they've done recently. So Golden State might just be a little gun shy there because of what's happened the last 2 or 3 seasons, and they did extend your boy Draymond Green to that $100 million contract. So
it's a story with Golden State, bro. I'm telling you the truth.
I agree.
We'll find out. But yeah, I don't look at any of these being like huge red flags or anything. I do agree with the risk of Jalen Suggs, especially with the injury thing there. I think there's a bit of a risk as well with Jalen Green, only because Jalen Green defensively last year was a flash in the pan so far. Now, if he shows it this year that he can be that consistently defensively, he'll outlive he'll more than make that contract worth it. But there's just a little bit of risk there. We know he can fill it up, he can score, right? Yeah. But it wasn't just the scoring over that last stretch that C-Dub mentioned. It was the fact that he was locked the hell in defense. Yeah. It's like he took pride in saying, hey, not only am I about to drop 20 on you, you're not about to get 12 off on me.
I'm also about to dunk on your head.
That's
exactly.
What I like. That's what I like.
He did took it personal because every person he went against him had a better headline than him.
All right, y'all. That is the sign that it is time to wrap this up. We will have a video tomorrow at some point. I don't know. We'll work out the time, but I think next follow-up for this one would be all the rookies that did not get extensions and kind of guessing what their future is going to be like on the teams that they're with. That'll be a really good video to do. So we'll be working that out over the next day or so. But more importantly, tomorrow it's tip-off, my boy.
Yes, sir.
We get the basketball.
Who playing first, man? I don't even know who's playing
the Knicks and the Celtics. That's the first game of the season, my boy.
That's gonna be good. That's gonna be good.
Hey, to add on, all these signings, is what I'm liking about the NBA right now. I'm not against player movement, but at one point we seen this shit go rampant. And with the changes, we know that the people backing off because of the aprons with the luxury tax and all that stuff. I'm glad that we're going to start to see some more teams, slowly progress and build up and be around so we can have some real parity in the NBA.
Agreed.
You got a shadow on your chest, nigga.
You're so damn wolf, bro.
Shout
Man, y'all want to hear a funny story before we go? It has nothing to do with basketball. You want to hear a funny story?
Go ahead.
So when I let him out at night, every time, because I don't go to bed till about 1:30. So like around 12, I let him outside. We go on a walk, no leash. I'm walking this motherfucker with no leash, right? It's some for some random 60-year-old white man power walking. He stops. He says, "Oh shit, a wolf!" and takes off. I've never seen a 60-year-old run like that, bro.
Get out of there.
That nigga was up, bro. I'm talking about.
Get up out of there.
I'm trying to hold on. It's just a dog. Like it's cool. Like it's cool. Like he said, "Oh shit, a wolf." Was fucking gone, my boy.
Bro,
I don't blame him. That's
I'm with him.
All that nigga saw was eyeballs.
Can you imagine C-Dub walking that black thing down the street, just both of them in the shadows?
Nigga, they
wouldn't see him. They wouldn't see him.
Bro, those the motherfuckers the motherfuckers that be scared of Native American tribes on the reservation. That's
That's hilarious, man.
The Indigos, them for them.
Just walking, two spirits walking around.
But yeah, that was that. Look, I was on the floor rolling. I'm like, hey, I tried to listen. That old man probably got in the house and had a fucking seizure. I don't know, bro. Like I tried to tell him it wasn't that big of a deal, bro. But
how tall is your dog standing up, gang? Like
on his hind legs?
No, just standing up, like 3 feet.
Oh.
Like 3 feet in the air.
About 3.5. Yeah,
bro, that's big as hell. What the hell
you probably bigger than my kid.
Yeah, that's a big ass.
Nigga, bigger than you.
I'm about to say now, Bobby. You know it's right there.
Hey, I'm taller than my kids. Stop playing with me. I'm taller than adolescents. Most of them.
Why you lying? When's the last time you took a picture next to your son standing up? You always leaning over to make yourself not look that shit.
Nah, yeah, that nigga. No, not leaving. That nigga on 1D.
Get on here. But I ain't standing up when I take the picture. You know this.
All right, y'all. We love you guys, man. Thank you guys for tuning in. We had over 200 in the chat. That's crazy, man. We appreciate y'all for supporting. Make sure y'all subscribe to NBA Central, where we're going to be doing this. We've been a lot more consistent this year heading into the season. We're going to keep up that consistency. So make sure y'all hit that subscribe button for your daily NBA content, man. Y'all can follow C-Dub and Bobby over the Cognac Boys, Shy Bulls Podcast with the Cognac Boys. Steve-O and Kev on everything Chicago Central, don't matter, especially Chi-Town Sports Central, where they killing it, talking about Chicago sports every day of the week. Y'all know where y'all can follow me at. We out this bitch. Love you.